What is a utopia?
Impossible! It is an asymptote on the graph of time. If you don't know the meaning of the word asymptote, let me just briefly describe it to you. You see, a curve tries to reach a certain line, but never quite gets there, even when it tends towards infinity. So what I'm saying is, after an infinite amount of time, we will never ever get there. We will just, if anything, get closer and closer and closer. But even then, we'll probably just end up degrading anyway, so that was just useless. Some might say utopia is heaven. Unfortunately for us rational people, that is not the case. We need something here on Earth. We need a better society. Better than this. Much, much better. Now, a reason why a utopia is impossible is because everyone has their own ideas of what a utopia might be. So, I'm just going to give you mine today. And then you can give me yours in the comments section below, along with your arguments completely annihilating my ideas. Because you know it's probably not going to be up to your standard. Yeah. Point number 1. Map the human genome and legalize genetic modification. It will come in very, very handy. Especially when global warming decides it's time for us to die. I think you'll probably have to agree with me on that one in time. After all, we don't know how much time we have left. It could be 3,000 years from now. It could be 2 seconds from now. Don't turn your back. We could cure hunger. We could live longer. We could live in the sky. We could live underwater. As a matter of fact, we could live just about anywhere. Oh yes, and we must be completely intolerant of any religious arguments against it. I think that goes without saying. But I just said it. Oh well. Do you know why? Because we must not let an unprovable being decide whether or not we deserve to survive. We must make that decision for ourselves, because it is our lives in the balance. He will live forever. We cannot. Such a concept defies at least my imagination with its stupidity. Point number 2. We must get off this planet as soon as possible. We must emigrate. We must colonize the moons. We must colonize Mars. We must colonize anything out there. Just leave this planet and hurry up about it. We don't have enough land space to support a utopia at the moment. That's one of the reasons why. Learn how to terraform. Because the more land we have, the more we have for ourselves, the less we're likely to complain about it. Yes, we'll gradually get accustomed to it, but that's something we'll sort out when we get to that point. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I might have a solution for that problem later on. Point number 3. AI. AI. You mean artificial intelligence? Yes, Neo. That's exactly what I mean. Hold on, I can do it better. Yes, Neo. That's exactly what I mean. But we have to be careful, because we don't want to terminate our land, do we? We don't want them destroying us. We don't want them killing us with their superior technology. We have to be careful about it. It's paranoid but possible, but we have the intelligence not to let that happen. Agreed? I sincerely hope so, because you guys are the future of the human race. Why did I suggest this? Because it eliminates the number 1 problem that we have. The need to work. Now, we can still work if we want to, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking away that option. But we don't have to do it anymore. We don't have to burden our lives with this one thing that we have to do day in, day out, from 9 to 5 every weekday. Or sometimes, if you're really unlucky, weekends as well. And not always 9 to 5, but always some significant part of our days. Let's get rid of that one, shall we? And of course there's some industries which AI could never replace. Stuff like the music industry, art, basically all forms of entertainment. Stuff like that. That will stay in the hands of us humans. And this is the single most important point of all. Number 4, eliminate money. Get rid of it. It's the most disgusting invention ever created. Nothing, I repeat, nothing causes more problems than money. We could only do this, however, once we have the technology to grow all the food we need to on our own individual lands. But wait, number 5, because you see, by this time, all we'll be doing is sitting in our mansions, eating and sleeping, and maybe watching a little TV, which is why we need a bit more adventure in our lives. So I propose a matrix-like computer system that we can enter and leave anytime we want, in which is customized to our own individual minds, so we can literally fulfill any desire we want in that system, which incorporates everything you could possibly imagine. But that will obviously take some time. Just work on it. Remember earlier when I said our satisfaction will dwindle as we gain more landmass? Well, that's the thing that will solve our problem. Point number 5. When we can just walk in there and have infinite amounts of land. Oh yes, and real life friends can meet in the game as well as virtual friends that live inside the game. That's very important. Because let's face it, companionship is very important. Now, there are problems. For example, this all goes to hell if we find out that aliens exist and they decide to interfere in our businesses. And we don't even know if some of the technologies I mentioned are even feasible. But I'm saying we must try and find that out. One final point. In this future there will be only one law. Do not kill other people. I think everything else becomes obsolete once we have a society like the one I mentioned. No, wait. You can't kidnap other people. You can steal because stealing is meaningless, because you can just get another one of them instantly. But do not steal other people. And there may be situations which arise that we could never dream of, in which case we might need new laws for that. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and if we come to it. But a couple of things I don't want to hear are, this world's fine as it is, because it's not. Don't kid yourselves. And I also don't want to hear that my idea is stupid without any validation, because I won't take you seriously without validation. And remember, you must give me your ideas as well. What's your ideal society going to be like?